based ordering windows?
We don't. It requires a digital menu board, which we don't have, but they are making that mandatory for new store builds. So they are going to try to switch over to
Oh,
digital. It's not 100%, so I'm not a fan of it. Maybe in a few years it'll get better. It does speak different languages though, so that's kind of cool.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, it is Friday, September 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is the Libertarian National Committee Executive Committee meeting, and I will be calling this meeting to order. Mr. Secretary, if you could proceed with roll.
Aaron Akela.
Present.
Vice Chair Dar.
Present.
Treasurer Redpath.
Yes.
Secretary is present. Mr. Ford.
Yep.
Mr. Watkins. Mr. Watkins does not appear to be here or in the waiting room. Mr. Chair, we have 5 present and 1 absent.
All right, we have quorum. So we'll move on to the first item on the agenda, which I believe is
Adoption of the agenda.
Oh, yes, of course. The adoption of the agenda. The chair will now entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Is there any objection to adopting the agenda? The agenda is adopted. All right, so new business with previous notice, motion to recommend the LNC ratify the motions to dismiss the LNC versus Best lawsuit. So what that means is this would be a recommendation to the LNC to adopt a ratification to dismiss. I'm not sure if Mr. Hall is going to be joining us. I did invite him, but he may have other obligations tonight, so he said he may or may not hop on. Essentially, back last year, we between Ackerman and Fox Rothschild, I think at the time it was just Fox Rothschild, decided to make a motion to dismiss the case for the judge to dismiss the case. And we had a new judge since then. Originally, the motion to dismiss was not well taken by the court. We have a new judge. We did decide to do another motion to dismiss, so it's already been done. It's already been submitted. Our policy manual requires the XCOM to make a recommendation to the LNC and for the LNC to adopt that recommendation. So we're trying to go back and essentially ratify the decisions that were made, both by myself and my predecessor. I apologize to the board if this didn't come sooner. We'll be sure to try to, in the future, make sure we go through this path to get there. However, it has been brought up in multiple LNC meetings that this was a strategy, and nobody seemed to raise any objections to it. So we just want to make sure we're all still aligned on this. And if we're not, I guess this would be a time where the LNC could disagree with that decision. So this would just be a motion to recommend to the LNC, which would have to adopt this recommendation, to ratify the decisions laid out in the policy manual to dismiss the LNC versus Best derivative suit, to ask the judge to dismiss the case. Is there any questions so far?
Kyle is
Mr. McMahon.
Just to speak on it, if we're able to do that at this point.
Sure, I think so.
Yeah. So I have concerns that I want to express. I'll start by saying it really doesn't matter because it's already been filed and I think it's already past the deadline. So this is kind of a formality. But what I'd like to speak to is process. I had asked for us to consider what is the best option for the LNC. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV. And so I'm not sure. And
And yet
so I
you're
wanted
on
us to
TV,
get an
Evan.
outside counsel who's not vested in either way. Ackerman firm, where their clients, they actually work for the insurance company. Ms. Vest's lawyers obviously have a position, and our legal counsel has, the position of ending any litigation is good. Being in litigation is bad when you're the supposed, defendant. But there have been questions as to, is this the best way to get restorative action? Is this, not settling and joining this lawsuit, or seeking our own lawsuit, or doing nothing? So I would have liked to have seen this come about by a conversation with a dispassionate third-party neutral attorney to make a recommendation on what the best course of action would be for us. But at this point, it doesn't really matter, because it's already been filed. It's already done. And the deadline's already passed, and it's being considered by the judge now. So, and I don't think asking the court to throw out a motion to dismiss that we may have filed would make us look very good in that court's eyes. So, but it's just, this is a procedure thing that I think moving forward, hopefully we don't ever find ourselves in this position again, but in any other like-minded situation, I think that we should be more engaged in this process, and maybe not always relying on one answer, that we sometimes seek outside opinions and outside counsel as to what the best outcome is. Because, to be blunt, everyone involved has an agenda. Everybody has something. Vest's team obviously has a vested interest.
Vested
That's a
interest.
fun play on words there that I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
noticed.
It's you. I noticed it before you did. So it's good.
The attorneys representing us currently,
He's
they
got a new
have a
setup.
vested interest. So I would have liked to have seen somebody more independent outside that can give us
Amanda does not understand how scenes work.
all of the options,
No, I don't,
and
because
for
you
us
never
to be
told
able
me.
to choose from there.
No,
Well,
I
if you look on
wanted.
the left, it says meeting only.
Yeah, I wanted. I didn't want it to be
if the
meeting
XCOM
only.
decides
That's why I
that
changed
so
it.
you
I
click
do
host
understand.
with share.
The XCOM decides
Yeah,
to recommend.
so
And so then we can just
the
click
creation
meeting
of a
only and it goes
litigation
here.
committee,
And then we
which
can
would
click host
know
with
that.
share.
Particular
So why
I
would you
know that.
change the
and
meeting only one
try
to
to
be
help
host
us
with share?
navigate
That's
it.
just silly.
that is something
Because
that
I
the
wanted us
policy
to be on
manual
screen.
empowers us to do. That
Right.
we
So you
did
click
not
host
do.
with share.
So that may be an option.
Guys,
moving
what you're
forward that
witnessing
might
right now is me
help
deliberately
assuage
not
some
arguing with
concerns
Kyle because he
and,
gets really angry when I
make some
pretend to know anything about
recommendations
technology and
instead of
yells
just
at me.
handing it off to the attorneys and
No, she does know this about
letting
technology.
them just do whatever they
You
think.
just
is
said I
She's
best.
just being mean.
You
Mr.
just said I
Ford.
didn't.
She's just being mean.
Just if we could stipulate a
drinking?
couple of facts or near facts.
Dragon's milk.
What did this end up costing us?
I have Compass Box.
We reserve money for
Number. I
litigation.
think this is
Is
number.
there any chance any of that
Oh,
still is
it's
out
the
there?
no name.
And is there an avenue to
Dragon's
collect
milk.
legal fees
This doesn't have a name.
for
It's by Compass Box.
from the failed plaintiff from this suit?
It's a very good question. I believe we've spent thus far about $25,000.
Is there a way
which
to
our D&O
superimpose the drinking
Everything
game
else has
rules
been
on the
paid
screen?
for by the insurance carrier. I'm not sure at this point if there is
Yes!
an ability to recover funds.
Figured you
in
Technically,
regards to
we
what's
can
been
share
spent, due to the
two
nature of
screens
the
at
suit.
once.
That is the topic we could explore, though. I could ask Oliver.
We can toggle
and
it every now and
Ackerman
then.
what their thoughts were on that and see if that's something that we could explore. But I don't have an answer for you right now. If
I didn't
Oliver
grow
hops
up with a
on,
TV,
I'll let
Joe.
you re-ask that question.
Not one that my parents would let me watch. Why did this just change?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Because it's now the LPA After Dark
Mr.
list.
Chair,
All
I
right.
would point out
Mr.
that
McMahon.
I muted Mr. Redpath, and I don't know if he knows how to raise his hand on his phone. So you may want to ask him. if
Don't
he'd like
mute
to
Mr.
speak, 'cause I
Redpath.
don't
Never
know if he
mute
does.
Bill.
Mr. Redpath, did you wish to comment?
Let Bill speak.
You're muted if you do wish to comment.
Bill, come on our show and comment with us.
You're still muted. I don't know if you can hear us or if you wish to talk, but you're muted. And we're going to need unmute to vote in about a minute here, if not.
Can you text a response?
Bill, if you can hear me and you can't unmute yourself, call me or call Evan.
Meredith, I don't know why you watch a commentary stream if you don't want the commentary.
All right.
True.
I'm watching my phone in case he does call me.
Gotcha. All right. Is there no further discussion from the XCOM at this time? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and move to a vote. Mr. Secretary, whenever you're ready for roll call.
Chair Michaela,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
I vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath, he's still muted. I'll vote yes. Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, will you give me a couple of seconds to mute
Sure.
myself and call Mr. Redpath, see if we can get him squared away here?
Not a
Why
problem.
don't you just unmute
Yeah.
him? Can you? If you muted him, you can unmute him. You giveth and you taketh away.
Okay, I'm sending out the rules in the chats for everybody.
Drinking game rules. You can also hit the link. You can also, post the link to the drinking game.
Did you post the link?
Okay, I've got
The X
Redpath,
post.
Mr.
Yes, I
Redpath
posted
on
X.
speakerphone.
And I told you to put it on
X.
Go
buffer.
ahead. Go ahead and say that again, Bill.
That was a yes.
I will vote yes.
I hear yes.
Okay,
Scream.
I'm going to keep him on speakerphone.
Fantastic.
Austin's
Mr.
hand has been
Watkins
up.
is not present. The vote, Mr. Chair, is 5 yes, 0 no's.
Motion passes. All right. Next on the docket, I believe, is a motion to recommend to the LNC that the LNC
Joe, let's combine drinking
becomes
games.
a
Why not?
co-plaintiff in the New Mexico ballot access case. We had discussed with New Mexico State Chair Derek Scott, as well as their legal counsel, in regards to
Norm, in the
what
same
they need
position.
from us in terms of support. Oliver Hull will be doing some pro bono work for the organization in New Mexico to get them to essentially sue the Secretary of State. The LNC, he believes, did receive material harm.
What's
due
crazy
to,
is that
what happened in
they
New
should be
Mexico
doing
in
a
regards to
media
ballot
blitz on
access.
this.
And
And they're
he
not
does recommend
because
that the LNC becomes
they don't
a
know how to
co-plaintiff
self-promote.
in this case. He thinks it would strengthen the New Mexico argument, and it would put the LNC behind it, which would give it some. Give
like
us
the Libertarian
something
Party
to
is suing
bite at the apple
New
with.
Mexico
So
for ballot access.
that's what he's recommending. I was hoping he could be here tonight to explain a little bit more, but that's what I got so far. Mr. Dar.
Yes, so we've already allocated
LNC had a competent media
$5,000
director,
towards,
they would
any
be
fees that need to be paid
blasting the hell out of
about
this.
this. Mr. Hall is going to be representing
It's
pro
a
bono
huge
there.
deal and irrelevant
Just
matter
covering
for
some
all
of the
minor
information
parties.
that's normally covered when I was just looking at the policy manual of what should be discussed as part of joining a lawsuit there. So we talked about its purpose, its estimated costs, and that this gives us the continuing on the budgetary authority has already
Felt like
been
it.
advanced in a previous motion. So in this case, we're just
Yeah, I
joining
know. See
something
if
that
he
has already been
notices.
budgeted and allocated for. I believe we should show support to the New Mexico affiliate there. This is against the Secretary of State or the state
He
itself.
can put himself back on
It
camera,
could
by the
be
way.
in federal or state court, depending on
So-
the courses that need to be taken there.
There we go.
And I
Why
feel
was I
this is
taken off
best for
camera?
ballot access within the state that we are.
I was testing to
being
see how much you were paying
disenfranchised
attention. You
by
weren't.
the state for ballot
I was
access
fixing the
purposes in New
comments that you
Mexico
apparently
there,
don't know how to do.
and we should fight for the affiliate party there
Sure.
alongside them. That's all I have to
Fixing
say.
the
Thank
comments that I don't know how to
Apparently.
do. What?
Thank you, Mr. Dar.
What are you talking about?
All right. Is there any further questions from the XCOM?
Science.
Mr. McMahon.
I'm
more of a
seriously
statement
confused. I
that
don't know what you're
Disbelief.
talking about. What comments that I don't know
the
how to do?
Secretary of State
What comments that I
did
don't know how
our
to do?
affiliate dirty by mislabeling our candidate on the ballot, and then used that mislabeling to claim that our affiliate doesn't have ballot access. I think that it is highly appropriate for us to, not only help fund it, but to join as a co-plaintiff in it. So I'm very supportive of us doing whatever we can in this case to smack down the Secretary of State's abusive actions against our affiliate. And I'm ready to call the roll whenever you want, Mr. Chair.
All right, I think we're ready.
No, Amanda's gone.
Chair Nikayla,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
I vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear as yes?
Yep. Take that as a yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins is not present. The votes, Mr. Chair, are 7 yes, or well, 5 yes, 0 no's.
Motion passes. All right, I think that's it. The chair will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Is
Is
hold
that
on,
it?
Mr. Chair. Before we move to adjourn, did we have anything that we needed to discuss with Mr. Hall?
He told me he was watching his kids and he wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but he was going to try to budget 15 minutes. So I suppose he can't make it. So if there is something that comes up, I'll have him address the LMC. I just asked him to come on to explain a little bit more about the New Mexico issues, but if the LMC wants, we could spend another time having him talk to us about
I
it.
think we're pretty versed on what's going on in New
Yeah.
Mexico. So I think that the bigger question that I have is just the getting a statement of process from him, like what are the next steps, what's going to happen now, type of thing.
I do see two hands raised, Mr. Ford and Mr. Dar. Mr. Ford.
Yeah, just to follow up on my line of questioning earlier, I do feel it's important for us, if possible, if it's deemed sound by our attorneys, to pursue legal fees. This lawsuit from the get-go has cost us time and money and resources. And I in the legal world, they sometimes call it slap lawsuits, where you just throw a lawsuit out there in an attempt to suppress people. I just thought this entire process was unseemly and unnecessary. And at this point, the fact that it's still continuing at some level when they've, in a sense, received the relief that they were looking for, just points out just how unfortunate this whole thing is. And quite frankly, we spent a lot of money. That's money that could be spent on ballot access. So thank you, sir. Oh, can I give one piece of good news, or is that out of?
I like good news.
Well, I expressed this to you the other night. I just want to congratulate the Libertarian Party of Massachusetts. They appeared, I was fortunate enough to be there as well, but they appeared before a joint commission on veterans and military affairs before the Massachusetts General Assembly. Joint, that it was the Senate and the House. They were professional, they were on point, they were poignant, but at the same time, highly focused. It was the video, we just got the video, and I hope to share it with folks as an inspiration. There's a lot of great testimony that's gone out there for Defend the Guard, and this is in addition to that, and it just shows what we're capable of when we can focus on what's important.
And I will say, Pat, at our last Libertarian Party Florida Keys meeting, we sent out mailers to everybody in the county. We had a gentleman show up. He moved to the Keys 30 years ago. He was the prior chair of Rhode Island. So I want to get you connected with him. I'm sure he's got a wealth of knowledge, but yeah, super interesting.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to Massachusetts and everyone who's fighting the good fight for Defend the Guard. And get your hotel room, darn it. Get your hotel room for the convention.
Mr. Dar.
I was going to make the motion to adjourn.
Oh, Oliver Hall just texted me literally as you were about to speak, so he's calling in. So I guess
I I was misspeaking. Sorry.
I would
You
just-
come a little
Mr.
fuzzy there.
Mr. Chair, I would just ask Mr. Hall to send us
Sure.
an email that spells out what the process will be for New Mexico. That's
Okay.
the only question I had.
Understood. Does the body still want to hear from Mr. Hall, or should I just let him know, just email us?
I would like to hear from him. I was just, that one.
Oh, that's
brief
right.
issue.
I forgot
In terms
Mr.
of
Ford
legal
had
fees.
that question.
Okay. He says he's calling in.
I don't see him.
Let's see, Zoom link.
Amanda is threatening my life as I made a joke about the fact that she didn't switch the scenes when she asked what I was doing and I was responding to a message in a different chat. So I apologize to everyone for my horrific lies about Amanda, as I have made her sound like an idiot when everyone knows she's actually more intelligent than I am.
I still don't see Mr. Hall calling in.
See you.
While waiting for him, we on Project Archimedes 2, or as it is known, we've gotten what $30,000 in checks was the number, Mr. Chair?
So we received, I think it was $39,000.
39 now. Okay.
Something like that.
Who knows
Something like
it?
that.
I'm dead.
There's still checks to be entered, but that's from the first mailing based on it. So
She's a robot.
in
She's
the,
gonna pop
in the
out the
realm of
blades.
good news.
I was on the call with a gentleman today. He donated $10,000 and he's pledged $5,000 a year. He really liked that newsletter. And we got more to come. We're working on with
Y'all hear that?
our friends in the data side.
newsletter got us
get some
$5,000
data
a year.
to reach out to more people.
Man, if
reach the
only we hadn't gotten
libertarians.
rid of our
So
fucking
I'm very
newsletters
excited.
6 years
Yeah,
ago.
we had
5 years ago.
I think so far 800% return, something like that. Maybe 1,000% return. So that's pretty darn cool. So a little bit of good news for those at home.
Would really be great for donations is if you publicize the hell out of suing New Mexico because of ballot access.
Oliver says just a minute.
Have you told your comms person that? That would actually be like a story, and a bunch of other minor parties could get behind
Everybody
it.
text Brian
So for
McWilliams
those who haven't
right
seen,
now.
we had a really cool X Space week or
Mr.
so ago. Oh, never mind. I was
We're gonna have a really
joining
cool
now.
X Space after this meeting,
Perfect.
so y'all should join it.
Okay, Mr. Hall is here.
Doggy,
Good evening, Mr.
Evan has
Hall.
a doggy.
He
Can you hear us?
popped his cheeks out.
You're muted, Mr. Hall.
You've literally missed the
Hi, I can hear
entire
you.
meeting, Deeper. They
All right,
They
excellent.
called
We
to-
did just go through. We made
They
a
haven't-
motion
they haven't
to ratify
concluded yet.
the,
They haven't
actually adjourned,
dismissal
but there's been
according to
2 calls
policy
to adjourn so
manual
far.
recommendation to the LNC. We also passed a recommendation to the LNC, which will have to be voted on later as well, to join in with the New Mexico suit against the Secretary of State. Do you want to give us a little bit of background on that? I gave a brief
Be publicizing
elevator
this,
pitch on what's
you
going on there.
morons.
And I know Mr. Ford
wanna
had some
figure out how to
questions
raise
as well
money, it's
regarding the Beth
this.
Best suit.
Sure.
Chuck is
My
correct.
apologies for calling in a little bit late. On New Mexico, as I think probably everybody knows, the state affiliate recognized by the LNC is named the Free New Mexico Party. There's another party operating in New Mexico, or another entity, I guess I should say, called the Libertarian Party of New Mexico, which the LNC doesn't recognize.
That
So there's a separate issue there.
left
But
after the
essentially,
Reno
the Free New
reaction,
Mexico Party
and we're working on
successfully
bringing them back.
petitioned to qualify for the 2024 ballot. They nominated Chase Oliver and Mike Termott. They were entitled to place their candidates on the ballot. Under state law, they, of course, have the right to place their candidate on the state ballot under their correct name and party emblem. The Secretary of State made a mistake and placed Chase Oliver and Mike Tremont on the New Mexico ballot under the name Libertarian, which would obviously confuse the representatives, the supporters of the Free New Mexico Party voters when they go to the poll wanting to support the Free New Mexico Party, see Chase Oliver and Mike Tremont on the ballot, but listed as Libertarian, knowing that there's another entity out there called the Libertarian Party of New Mexico that is not affiliated with the Libertarian Party, obviously is going to create voter
Wouldn't have this
confusion.
issue if you had chapters rather than
and,
affiliates.
In my view, harms the First Amendment rights of the Free New Mexico Party, the candidates it nominated, and its voters.
You would have a national
all
candidate,
of
and that
whom
would be the
have an
candidate.
associational right to be on the New Mexico ballot under the proper party name. And they were not. And, you know, it's hard to say how many
This is
votes may have
performative
been lost
decentralism.
as
It
a
doesn't
result
actually
of the
do
Secretary
anything
of State's
except for
error.
make things more
We have
difficult.
some
This is
thoughts
using the
about ways
state
to
to
quantify
fake
that for purposes of the
decentralization.
lawsuit, but
It's very
it's
frustrating.
essentially unknowable. But what is known is that their First Amendment rights were harmed as a result of the Secretary of State error.
That part's true.
Following the election, the Secretary of State sent the Free New Mexico Party a letter notifying them that they were being disqualified from the ballot because they didn't receive the requisite number of votes in the presidential election to retain ballot access. And so they have been disqualified. The problem with this, of course, is that they were never on the ballot. And so under New Mexico law, the
If they can
statute
get
that the
ballot
Secretary of
access back,
State is
Dana, then
citing,
it may not be a
it
waste
says
of money
that a party
because it
who runs
did
a candidate
take
for governor or
party
president and
status
fails
away
to
from
get,
them.
I believe it's 2%
As long as it's
of the
not being
vote in the
used
election,
against LPNM, it's
is
only
going
being used to
it must be
sue the
disqualified.
Secretary
Well,
of State.
that doesn't even apply to the Free New
I can
Mexico
at least see the
Party.
argument whether I
So
like it or
what the
not.
Secretary of State's done here, though initially in error, is not even authorized by state law. And so we sent a demand letter and kind of laid this all out for the Secretary of State and explained that, look, you guys clearly made an error here. It's not the Free New Mexico Party's fault. And really the only remedy is to allow them to be on the ballot in 2026. They did everything they were required to do under state law to qualify for the ballot. You never actually placed them on the ballot. Now you're disqualifying them and saying they didn't get enough votes when they never
Someone
were on
in
the
New
ballot in the
Mexico
first
needs
place.
to write
So
op-ed
it's,
/
you know,
article
it's
about
kind of a
this,
funny case in that, of course, the Free New Mexico Party
and then you
wants to be
tear up
known as the
media attention from
Libertarian
there.
Party of New Mexico, and
Nobody will do
we're
it,
going to
though.
be taking action against that other entity to try to stop them from using the name
Because this party cares
Libertarian.
more about administration than actually doing things.
But
I'm going to
it's
count
just
that as
being
someone
a
mentioning
really
Roner.
kind of quirky scenario. I don't view it as a slam
Fair.
dunk case for the reason that the candidates that the Free New Mexico Party
Jake, I'm
wanted
pretty
to
sure
put
the
on the
email is
ballot
already on the way.
were on the ballot, and they were on the ballot under the wrong name, but the wrong name happened to be Libertarian, which is the name the Free New Mexico Party wanted to use, but they were prohibited from using because the other entity was already using it. So all of these
Because they weren't
facts make
actually
it kind
Libertarian
of
Party of New
quirky and a
Mexico.
little awkward. So I don't think it's like a slam dunk case that will definitely win. On the other hand, it's clear that the Secretary of State made a significant mistake, which infringed on the Free New Mexico Party's rights, the Chase Oliver and Mike Tremont campaign's rights, and voters' rights. And when we sent a demand letter, the Secretary of State's office responded that they were going to, you know, the demand letter was basically recognize these guys for 2026, don't make them petition again. And they said they were going to respond, and they told us 4 or 5 times over the course of a few months they were going to respond, and then they just stopped answering my emails. So I think they are clearly in the wrong. I'm not sure if a court will agree that the party deserves to be on the ballot for 2026 without petitioning, but that's the relief that we're going to request based on the violation of their First Amendment rights in 2024. And I think it's a reasonable demand for relief. They didn't get what they were entitled to under state law, and they ought to be given that right. Alternatively, we will request damages. They and the Libertarian National Committee spent significant funds on their petition drive, and they were denied access to the ballot, even though they completed a successful petition drive. So we'll also ask for money damages.
Amanda is bored.
The actual cost of the
And her
petition
meth is
drive.
worn off.
And for that reason, I have recommended that the Libertarian National Committee join the case as a plaintiff. I think that's everything I
Dana,
need to say in the
so
summary of the case.
it-
Happy to take any questions.
The Libertarian Party of New Mexico took their ball and went home after
Any
the
questions?
RENA reaction. So then there was another Mises-approved libertarian entity that formed, and they couldn't call themselves the Libertarian Party of New Mexico, so they called themselves
All
the
right, I don't
Free
hear any.
New Mexico Party.
I know, Pat, do you have you want to re-ask your question? And Mr. Aldis here, where we are
This is
still
what
in open session.
happens
So
when you don't
I
have
know
chapters,
Mr.
and you do
Ford, he had a
performative
question about the Beth Vest
decentralization.
case.
With regard to the Vest case, I was under the impression during the initial attempt to have the case thrown out, there would be an opportunity to get back some of our legal fees. Does that opportunity exist now? Have we exhausted the $25,000
Just to be clear, there's a
that we
motion to
reserved
adjourn
in
like
terms
10
of
minutes
our
ago,
quote unquote deductible, for lack of a better term?
at least.
And where do our fees stand with that case?
This is the
Any
LNC
idea
you
what
came to
totally
watch.
we were out of pocket?
I don't think there was ever an opportunity to win attorney's fees in this case. The only time a defendant, in general, the only time a defendant can win attorney's fees against a plaintiff is when the plaintiff just files a clearly frivolous lawsuit. The standard is something like frivolous, vexatious, or I can't remember the other term, but basically it means there's just no basis for the lawsuit. It clearly never should have been filed. And I don't think, we're anywhere close to that territory. So there was never, I think, any realistic expectation of getting attorney's fees back. I don't know how much of the $25,000 deductible has been paid already, although I imagine it has probably been exhausted between paying two law firms now, Fox Rothschild, which is Ms. McCardle's counsel, and then Ackerman LLP, which is the LNC's counsel. Both of those are being covered by the insurance company, and the insurance company has only requested that the LNC pay the one deductible. I assume it has been exhausted. And again, I don't think there was ever any reasonable expectation of getting attorney's fees back from the plaintiffs.
Thank you very much.
All right, any other questions from the XCOM? Hearing none, Oliver, thank you so much for your time tonight. At this point, if there's no further questions, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
What's your shoe size?
Mr.
Motion
Chair,
to
I
adjourn.
move to adjourn.
Motion, is there a second?
Second?
Any objection? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
Yeah, Austin
Thank you very
still
much,
has his
everybody.
hand up.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Interesting that he didn't start
The
screaming.
recording has stopped.
Well, shortest LNC meeting of all time.
I don't think so. I think there was a shorter one right after Nikhil's appointment.
So that's gone. In that case, I guess we'd start the X space early, yeah?
Yeah, we go over to X. It's not early because we didn't really have a plan scheduled.
Well,
for
yeah,
it.
but no one thought it'd be less than an hour.
True.
So,
All right, we're gonna have an X space, guys. We want to start doing these more and more after live streams. So this is the first, hopefully, of many. Join us over on X. Are we still gonna be streaming here? What's happening?
I figured we would post the link to the X stream or X space first and then go from there.
Yeah, but
Do you want to continue streaming here?
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know the plan, Kyle. I need to know the plan.
This is your plan.
The plan was to have an X space. I don't know what to do now.
Do you want everyone to be able to speak by
don't know
default, or
whether
do you
to,
want us
like-
to moderate who's speaking?
Well, I think at some point you have to be able to moderate who's speaking if you get to a certain
Okay,
capacity.
then only people you invite to speak. Choose community. No. What do you want to talk about? What are we talking about? LPA after hours, after dark.
Yeah.
Party
let's do
time.
that.
Do you want the space recorded? No.
No, sure. Why not?
Because if you get drunk and do something stupid, it should not be.
Yeah, then everyone has it. Then it's blackmail. It's perfect.
Amanda doesn't want anyone to come join this space.
I do. I want them to join and be recorded forever and ever and ever.
Boop, boop, boop. There we go. It's there.
But like, do I stay here also talking?
That's
Or
up to
can we
you.
like simul stream this? I am okay with simul streaming this. I'm confused. I'm confused about whether we can do an X space and live stream at the same time.
I mean, we can. We could share here. That's fine.
Okay. I'm confused. So wait, you're on the LPA
Yes.
account right now? Okay.
There's the space for anybody who's in YouTube or Facebook. If you're on X and you don't figure out how to do the X space, I'm sorry. You've been sacrificed. Your sacrifice will be remembered. Sam Bowler's in here. Howdy, Sam. Let's see.
So wait, we can listen to him on X and here. Is that correct? Okay. Wait, do I have to also then be in the X space? What do I do, Kyle? Help me.
If you would like to be heard, you have to also be in the X space.
Okay.
I see Sam, but I don't. Oh, he's only a listener. Got it. I can fix that. I should be able to fix that. Requested, approved. There. I don't know why it's not screen sharing this properly.
I'm going to start listening.
There. Nope, it just doesn't. I see what happened. There. So.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm not too shabby. I was also pleasantly surprised with the brevity of today's meeting.
I don't remember how to invite people up. Manage space, probably.
Pretty good. How are you? Oh, there's a delay.
There's going to be a huge delay if you're not listening through X.
I am listening through X. I'm also listening to this. I should mute this? Is that
Yes.
what's happening? I don't know that I can mute it for myself. What if I turn
Then
this
no
down?
one else can hear it.
Okay.
See, on a computer like mine, I just tell it to mute just that tab.
I can't have it just mute one tab.
Are you in Chrome?
Yeah.
Right-click the tab and mute site.
What tab?
This tab, Restream tab.
Okay, gotcha.
You just want people to hear me.
Yay. But now I can only hear it on X.
Correct.
And so there's more of a delay.
Mom's a delay. Okay, so
Nikhil, Steve's here. Yo, Steven, want to come up? Yo, Steven, want to come up?
he's been invited to speak.
Okay. Okay. Jake's here. Meredith's here. Jake's here. Meredith's here.
I'm inviting these people to speak, but they do have to accept it.
It's weird there's less of a delay. It's weird there's less of a delay on Restream than there is on the actual site on X.
Then you can mute X and not hear anybody there. I'm going to do that because I should be able to hear them here, but I haven't actually heard anybody. Maybe my system's broken here. Well, no, I've heard Sam. It's just everyone else is being quiet.
Yeah. Well, you always save me from myself, since I typically have the YouTube stream going on in the background.
Did
You're
you at
like-
one point? Did you at one point have me on, have it on? Because at one point, I think it was the last meeting, I started hearing my own voice through Zoom.
Yep, that
and it
was
terrifying.
that,
And it
that was
terrifying.
probably me, and I apologize for that.
You're fine. You're fine. How you doing, Stephen? How you doing, Stephen?
Doing good. Doing good. Can't complain.
Nice.
Another day in paradise. That's what they say.
We were talking on the stream. We were talking on the stream about how the New Mexico suit is a really great media opportunity, and how it's something that minor parties would all be excited about. And ballot access is something that people don't tend to know about, but when they learn about how difficult it is, they get really incensed.
Yeah, it's something that whenever the whole Elon Musk thing broke out, one of the things I repeated ad nauseum to all the reporters that reached out was, look, we fight for ballot access, and the Libertarian Party does the best job at securing close to 50 state ballot access plus DC, and it's taken 50 years to build up, and it's very difficult. And even the richest man in the world, even if he threw all the money in the world at it, it takes multiple election cycles. It's not easy. And I think when people learn about ballot access, they realize just how rigged our so-called democracy is, and just how much money and time and effort goes into it. It should piss people off, and it should make them realize that, hey, like, it's not just a matter of going out there and running as libertarian. Just to be able to do that, you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars, collect signatures. Meanwhile, you're getting sued off the ballot by the R's and the D's. They're changing the rules on us last minute. Republicans and Democrats need like 50 sigs. We need something like 2,500 or 25,000, depending on the state. So ballot access is a really big deal. And luckily, it's something that a lot of people believe in the party, and they're willing to give money for, to go towards. And yeah, I think this is a super cool thing. I think we should definitely bang the drum on it, and you know, continue to work with other third parties as well, if the opportunity arises, to try to change the rules on ballot access and actually make it an open ballot access, everywhere, like we have in Florida. Florida, you can, if the three of us wanted to create a new political party tomorrow, we could. Chair, vice chair, treasurer / secretary, and somebody can run for president. It's that easy. Should be that way everywhere, but unfortunately, it's not.
Do you have plans for marketing this, or for getting the word out, getting attention on it?
Well, I think we might have sent out an email, but I think once the LNC officially becomes co-plaintiff in this, and it really starts going, shout out to Oliver Hall, who's doing this pro bono. It's going to take him probably 50, 100 hours of his time, and it's something he's been doing for decades, and, continues to try to change the law. So I think we'll probably either end up doing maybe a mailer to people that donate towards ballot access suits, to make them aware of what we're working on currently all throughout the country. We'll at least send it out on email. And once we get our data cleaned up too, which is exciting, we can actually send out to a lot more people once we unscrew up our data, and we're able to send out to the entire list. So we'll hopefully have that within maybe 60 days.
I guess I was thinking more about like earned media, in terms of news outlets, in terms of op-eds and stuff like that, because it really does seem like an awesome opportunity to get some eyes external to the LP on the LP, and maybe bring in some money, bring in some members.
Well, that's a really good idea. Funny enough, I had a lot of people reach out to me after the whole Elon thing, and so I have their information. There's a few people in certain journals like WAPO, and I forget the other one, that has a specific person they just report on third party stuff. So I think if I try to reach out to the contacts, there's probably a really big opportunity to actually get them to report on this and to get some eyes on it. So I think that's actually a great idea.
Reason might even do something. I know there's Eric might write something on it, but yeah.
Jordan will over at Independent Political Report. That's an easy one. But yeah, I think there's definitely a big opportunity here, because this is a pretty big case. The Secretary of State screwed up big time.
Yeah.
They stopped responding to our emails. They pretty much ghosted us, and they really don't care. So it's one of those instances where we're trying to do everything by the book, and they're literally saying, we don't care. You're too small. We don't like you.
Right.
So now we're going to sue them. And so I think this is one of those cases where it is so egregious that, besides the normal egregious nature of ballot access in so many states, which is simply unfair,
where it's really an issue where we had great ballot access. We were the only minor party in New Mexico, and now that's up for debate. And so,
So
I
we've
absolutely agree.
we've got a question from the audience, Steve. Did Chair Nikayla notice that the representative from Hawaii had his hand up?
I did notice. Unfortunately, this is an executive committee meeting, and so typically we only allow XCOM members to speak during XCOM meetings. That's how it was for the most of my tenure. I went out back in the Sarwark days, and I think even to the JBH days. I'm not sure if Angela allowed alternates and region reps to speak. What we have been doing is, if we have time after an LNC meeting, we'll do an informal discussion with the full LNC. Since there was nothing here that I felt like the LNC really needed to weigh in, now they get to weigh in because now we have recommendations for the board. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to let anybody else speak. So we just let the XCOM handle business, and we made our recommendations, and we were in and out under an hour.
It was quite nice, in fact, to be out in under an hour. But on the other hand, we had a full drinking game ready for tonight, and like y'all didn't get angry or argue or anything. So how are we supposed to get drunk if you guys don't, entertain us? Come on, Steve.
I would say, well, it would be really entertaining if I called the XCOM meeting on Wednesday, because that was both Paul Dar and Evan McMahon's birthday.
Right.
And so I told them it'd be really cool to have them like hang out with me in person while they both stab me in Key West. So there wasn't. Luckily, there wasn't a whole lot to. It was a pretty straightforward meeting, and it went by pretty smooth, which was nice.
It's I'm waiting for Austin's angry email, but we'll see.
I just heard my Outlook ding. I don't know who it's from, so you never know.
Might be Austin. Oh gosh, Outlook is the ding of hell.
It's true.
Mr. Martin already had made a post here on X before the meeting saying a reckoning is coming for the LNC. Answers are coming. What happened was not organic.
I guess answers aren't coming tonight, but
I think a reckoning was my line.
You've said reckoning before
Yeah.
a few times. Yeah. Have you mentioned whirlwinds? Because that's another one.
I don't know. I don't think I've mentioned Whirlwind.
Okay, I would go for whirlwind next, just to diversify.
Or culmination.
Yeah.
The happening.
Struggle session. Yeah.
There we go. Now, since people are, I can show. Oh no, I cannot show both tabs at the same time.
You
Blast.
can't show.
Lame. I wanted to show the drinking rules at the same time, which, given no more executive session, no more Andrew Chatterton, and no Austin splaining. Steven, if you raise your hands above your head to show off your biceps, we'll drink with you.
if those rules apply next time, I might. I'll make sure to wear the short sleeve shirt.
Nice.
Awesome. We've kept on trying to do an LNC meeting drinking game. We keep forgetting every time, and so we actually had rules put together this time, and unfortunately, not much drinking game.
Yeah, should just do an XCOM drinking game. Evan gives me angry stabby eyes over something.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna write these down for serious. Evan gives Steven stabby eyes.
Yeah, Steven, one of the other rules was to take a sip every single time the word misrepresentation is said. And I think that's more fitting for the next LNC meeting because I'm scared.
We had every time somebody raises a point of personal privilege that you tell somebody else how much to drink.
I like that.
I'm not a fan of points of personal privilege.
Anytime Adrian Malagon is brought up from the dead.
There we go.
And named.
Zombie Malagon.
Zombie Adrian.
I'm writing this down.
They're just a shadow LNC. We all know that.
Yeah. So when is the next meeting? So that I don't have to go look this up. Do you remember this?
I believe the first Sunday in October.
Gotcha.
I don't know what
the
that date is.
5th.
And then we're going to have a meeting in November. And then December, we're going to be in person in Dallas. So it's
Nice.
the weekend of the 9th. We don't have a hotel yet. We got a couple RFPs out. So we're just waiting on those. We should have some pretty cool guest speakers there. And it should be a really fun time.
So you're renting a Cybertruck for that, right?
Oh, of course.
Nice, nice.
Absolutely. Actually, it was funny when I was in California for the California meeting. It was actually kind of mind-boggling just how many Cybertrucks there were, like just off-roading or just Teslas in general, or Teslas being delivered. They really like their Cybertrucks out there and their Teslas.
I imagine that's what Meredith and Adrian both drive, is a Cybertruck.
Those look like those look like if you asked a 7-year-old what a truck is going to look like in the future, what they would draw.
Well, that's what it was, right? That's what Elon drew.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like if you asked ChatGPT to combine a Kenmore refrigerator with like a Tonka truck, it would just be like a Cybertruck.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know that Elon actually drew that. If he did, I'm pretty impressed.
Hey, just remember those 3D modelers had a polygon budget.
We had to be able to render it on a Nintendo.
We don't want to stress the simulation too much, so we got to reduce the polygon somewhere.
There we go. That makes sense. Only so many dimensions that we could have.
We've got like 7 more speaker spots. I keep inviting these people up, and they're just like terrified to speak their minds, apparently.
Speak! Let the audience speak!
Meredith is a speaker. She hasn't said a word.
I know it.
So we've invited all of these crazy people?
Mm-hmm. It's attempting to show Bugsy off, but it's not letting me. Jake Porter's up. Heck yeah.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing? Are you upset that Austin didn't get a chance to respond to your response to his call out?
No, I thought it was a much better meeting than most of them. I will say that. No crying. No, it was a lot better than most.
For Stephen, for people who, or I guess anyone, Sam can too, for people who don't know, can we get a debrief on the Beth Vest situation?
Yeah. So basically, last year, Beth Vest filed a derivative lawsuit along with Karen Ann Harlos as co-plaintiffs against the LNC. A derivative suit, by its technical nature, is supposed to benefit the organization. So when you file a derivative suit, you're supposed to, I guess, have something to do with the organization, be on the executive board, which Karen Ann was at the time. I don't want to misrepresent anything, so I'll try to speak carefully. But that's my understanding is how that got going. And essentially, it asked for a couple different things. It asked for Angela McArdle to no longer be chair. Let's see. It asked for her not to be able to serve again.
Can I say something? Stephen,
Yeah,
you're
go
wrong.
ahead. Okay, now
Nope.
I'll let you speak.
No.
Oh, Meredith died again.
Cut off.
Meredith, come
Wait,
back.
Can you hear me? Somebody just called me.
Yes.
Somebody called. Beth filed hers before Karen Ann filed hers.
Right.
They had some overlapping claims, but they were different. So just wanted to make that clear. They weren't
Gotcha.
co-plaintiff. I don't believe they ever consolidated. I think
You're
the
right.
idea was that they would consolidate if they had both continued. Potentially they might have stayed separate, but yeah, they were not co-plaintiffs on that one. They just both filed derivative suits.
Gotcha. Okay, that comes back to mind. Yeah, I'm not an attorney. I just sell burgers for a living. So I'd rather just stick to what I know. So it basically came to the point now where the Vest suit is asking for certain things. McArdle, she resigns in order to pursue, I believe she stated, work with the Kennedy administration and the NHS. And so she resigned from the board. And so many of the points that were made in the suit are now moot. And so at this point, from the LNC's perspective, we just don't see the point for the suit. We're not sure what the other side wants to do from here. So we were moving to dismiss the suit in court and hopefully call it case closed and put it behind us. So that's where we're at. Been letting the lawyers handle it and, give us what they think is best and letting the LNC try to figure it out. So that's where we're at.
Makes sense. So when are you getting me and Alexa and Dr. Dave, et cetera, spun in? Come on, Steve. Come on.
So actually, I just spoke with, I think I just talked to you about that, and then I'm meaning to get you. So what we need to do, because we're on the verge of we're getting some of this data in, getting the list, getting our internal list cleaned up, and I want to get you guys on to work with Perry Willis, and helping us out as far as whatever Perry needs help with, whatever, I don't know, whatever we can come up with that makes sense for targeting and, whatever, all the smart people stuff that that's above my pay grade. I'll tell you what, though, we sent out our first mailer in years.
Yeah.
We spent less than $4,000 on it. We got, I think we're pushing 40K right now on a single mailer. It was a really good mailer. It had a really, really great, great writing in it. So it's basically
It starts
taking
out
off
with
our,
from the desk of Stephen DeKayla, and he's praising the writing. I see how it is. There's no self-back scratching here.
you gotta be a little narcissistic sometimes. No, Perry Willis had a lot to do with it as well, and he's been fantastic. He's been brought on to do a lot of the copy and help with the parody project, and so he was one of the original architects for Archimedes. And back in the late '90s, early 2000s, we went from 10,000 members to 30,000 members, and we're making $3 million a year, and that was in late '90s, 2000s money.
Yeah.
So the same money today is probably worth at least 6, 7, 8, 9 mil. And there's a lot more libertarians today than I think there was back then. So we have such a, we're in such a unique position because not only do we have 700,000 registered libertarians that we know of, we have the opportunity to create models to try to figure out the libertarians that we don't know in the 27 states without voter registration and go after them as well.
Yep.
Get these people on, get them to donate, get them to run for office. And to be quite honest, with all the factionalism and everything else in the party, I think the only method to water down some of the temperature, water down some of the rhetoric and the factional chauvinism or whatever you want to call it, is to bring in new people. So the party needs to grow. The party needs new blood, and we need money, and we need bodies, and we need people that are dedicated for the cause that we can pass the torch on to, and get involved for generations to come. If we're just a small political party, we get too small for our own good, and we need to keep our eyes on the bigger picture, which is growth, which is winning elections, which is gaining policy wins, which is educating people about the philosophy. And so I think one of the great ways we do that is through this parity project. And the idea is we want to be at parity with the Republicans and Democrats over the next 10 years in terms of fundraising, membership, and visibility. So in order to get there, we need to grow, we need to make money, and it turns into an upward spiral. So if this, obviously we haven't sent out a mailer in a long time, so there's that. A lot of people donated to it, but a lot of people were very, very pleased, and they were very hopeful with the direction the party's going, and some people put down a lot of cash, and it's been a great response. We're still getting checks in. We're going to keep putting out mailers. We're going to start really focusing on growth and fundraising, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very, very optimistic about the future of the LNC.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's a good plan, and absolutely, it's I think not enough to chip away at policy wins or small down ballot electoral wins. For all time, we need to be doing bigger things. We need to be doing bolder things. So no, that's all good. The parody project sounds awesome. And people really do like getting mailers. They really do like getting newsletters, and bringing back the party newsletters would be amazing.
Yeah, that might be in the cards too, as long as we have the money for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it seems like you get the money from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do. We also need the volunteers to get on and start writing. So that's something that I think we need to re-tackle back, because we've lost a lot of ground as far as some of the things we used to do.
I really wish that you knew a professional writer who would be willing to help with this.
Did you just volunteer somebody on this speaking panel?
Kyle knows I would say yes. I mean, we've got the torch, and we've got amazing people writing for the torch as well, who I know would be happy to do some work for for the official LP newsletter as well. So
I was I was a writer back in high school into college. I did a lot of journalism. I like scored the highest on my ACT for writing. I just liked writing. It was just one of my passions and it was something I really enjoyed. So one of the things I was thinking about actually is to get some team of writers on to talk about whatever subject matter. Maybe we turn it into a newsletter. I have at least 2 people on staff right now that are excellent writers. So I will broach this topic with the team, and maybe that's our next step is to get our newsletter back and start talking about all the wins. And stuff happens at the local level. We just had Jim Turney win. I think this is his like 4th or 5th election back as county chair in Orlando and his municipality. So there are these wins, and we don't talk about it enough. There are positive things that actually happen, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so if we can show people, hey, like there are good things that happen, there is hope, there is small wins and big wins, and everything else in between, and we can at least showcase that. I think we need to do that on a periodic basis to show that there is more to the Libertarian Party than just a lot of the stuff we see on the internet. And it is shaping our reality, and we have the opportunity to do a lot more. And if you want to see more of it, then here's how you can help. So yeah, I'm all for it.
That'd be really cool.
It'd be a good way to show that we're bringing a new LP with LP News.
Yep.
That would be awesome. And people are hungry for it. So there's definitely a market need.
I'd like to see a dynamic newsletter where we use the micro-targeting from Archimedes to send a newsletter that just has the topics that you're interested in with some other like nearby topics blended in to kind of widen your perspectives, but focusing on the things that like you are passionate about and you want to go to activism with. But that's slightly further down the road, but that's some of the micro-targeting stuff that I would like to see happen.
Well, if you can take the data and you can put people in different baskets and tag them for the things that they are most single issue on, I wonder if there's a way to automate each individual's newsletter.
Yep.
So if you make
absolutely.
a story on like 10 different items, let's say, right, and you just pick the top 3 per person, and you kind of use an algorithm, or I don't know what kind of service it would be used to sift through that and to actually combine it, to personalize to each person. But I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yep.
It's probably not too complicated.
Absolutely. We could basically take the same way that the data team's been doing the nullization scores, and you take whatever the biggest issues are for those things, and you fire those off to the people as the like add-ins, and you listen to them on what they want to see, and you let them subscribe to more things if they want, and etc.
Jim Turney just joined us. We were just talking about you, Jim. Congratulations on your re-election.
Where? There's Jim. So, Jim has been invited up. As always, everyone is invited up.
Congratulations, Jim.
Yeah. A lot of the people down in LPF are awesome. Like Jim is awesome. I like working with Joe Hanush on things, despite his and Amanda's eternal hatred for each other and their fighting to the death that's coming.
What is it? What happened?
And then, John Morrissey's a ton of fun. LPF's a cool affiliate.
It's a fun crowd. I really enjoyed my time as chair of LPF, and even before that, it's a great affiliate. I love going to the conventions. It's like a family reunion. I see Josh Halafka, who is a lifetime LPF member and Swamp Creature. I believe he's now in Arizona.
The RLC.
Yeah, Arizona.
Former LP Florida.
Yeah. He got invited up, but he hasn't come up. He's
Well, Josh is very shy, as we know.
Everyone knows that Josh doesn't like criticism and very much will not talk to anybody about anything.
Very sensitive.
But I was pretty excited with how quick things ran tonight. Again,
you were not. You were upset. You were upset. That
I
there
was
wasn't enough
disappointed.
There wasn't
that I
enough
didn't
mud
get
wrestling.
drunk.
There was no blood. except evidently like you somehow cut yourself when you're pouring yourself a drink. I'm not sure. That's why you were late.
We'll talk about that one later.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
But,
aside from Evan's bad Wendy's experience in Indiana, I think things went pretty smooth.
Yeah. Well, and we got
I-
to see a new set from Evan and a dog from Evan, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to turn this into a Netflix documentary, though, and we get the docu-series going, you're going to have to do a better job, though, than that, Stephen, of making these meetings more entertaining. I don't think people want to see that. There's some things that I think would make a real good series, though. The other meetings.
There's plenty of stuff in the archives. I think we can always throw a monkey wrench in the XCOM meetings. I'll find a way just to spike the punch and throw everybody by surprise. Get a good rising action in there each episode. What I really like to see is the the after action when they interview each person and what they thought in that moment. I think that'd be really entertaining.
What were you thinking when that motion to adjourn just got steamrolled through by Oliver calling? Yeah. We could do the
Evan's
cutaway, the just talking direct to camera. It'd be nice.
I want the big sports headsets, like post football game interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evans is just like, I want to get out of here. I hate all these people.
That's becoming Bill's increasingly lately. I missed Sassy Bill a little bit, Bill Redpath.
Yeah, Sassy Bill has been a thing. Don't let the door hit your butt on the way out.
We all love Sassy Bill.
He comes out with some bangers every now and then. I think it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
It just makes for good TV.
Well, and he was muted tonight too, so especially no fun. Although him screaming over the phone to Evan was pretty great.
It's true. So I do want to remind everybody that Fat Bear Week began today. Make sure to go vote for your favorite Fat Bears.
I will not be doing that, and I don't know what that is, and I wouldn't care to.
I think we should just hold LNC meetings in that virtual reality game where everybody gets an avatar.
Yes.
There's no way that could go wrong.
Just get a VR headset.
Right. We already have problems where porn pops up in our Zooms. Why not have everyone be porn in the Zooms? Yeah.
It would be a lot more violent. I will say that.
VR chat, LNC meetings.
You probably do like an LNC video game or something, some kind of LNC game where you get to get in fights and beat up other LNC members.
That's what VR chat is, Amanda.
People
can
unlock
that,
characters. Someone's got to work
yeah.
on that. We'll license it under the LNC. All proceeds or something. We'll sub-license it. Yeah, if somebody has a video game idea, I think that's a great idea.
That's a much better idea than a board game. I will say that.
Yeah, just have a character that's walking around with Ronner, and they use it as a weapon by throwing it at the enemies.
Ronard! Yeah. It's better than the Teen Girl Squad LNC that I wanted to make.
Girl Squad!
Just aged myself. It's fine.
No, everyone knows how old you are.
I like to just say different ages all the time. Like on my LinkedIn when it said that I was 40, and you thought that was serious.
Well, I mean, when you looked 40, it was easy enough to believe.
But it's good. Yeah, I guess you guys have been having a lot of LNC meetings in rapid succession. So you would think that you'd be bonding more, but I don't know. Maybe you're just getting sick of one another.
We're being trauma bonded. Does that count?
I mean, trauma bonding is real. It is absolutely. Books have been written. Yeah, I think that works. You know, I think turning LNC meetings into group therapy could also be lucrative. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we could just do like one LNC meeting every now and then. We'll just do like a drunk LNC, kind of like drunk history.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to get drunk on camera and then proceed to the meeting and see how it goes. I think that could be really productive.
That would be terrible and wonderful at the same time. We try to do that with LPA Happy Hour, but it's LPA After Dark, but it's a little bit less intense because we're not representing the third largest political party in the United States. Everything incriminating that we say is just
I think realistically, like if you do an LNC like a drinking night, like you could probably get that on the Ocho.
So no lie, we were actually thinking about doing an LNC after hours, I don't know, whatever, for an X space, and just get a bunch of LNC members to come in, drinking, hanging out. shooting the shit and see what comes up. So that could go really good or really bad, but I think it would at least be very entertaining.
It would be. It would be. We're actually starting tomorrow night. We're going to have our first ever. It was going to be LPA happy hour, but then we decided we didn't want to force anyone to be happy. So it's. I think the winning suggestion thus far is LPA Molotov cocktail hour.
It's true.
But yeah.
What about like an unhappy hour?
Yeah, we thought of sad hour. We thought of infighting hour. We thought of angry hour. What were the other ones? We had a couple good ones.
I have gone to the Alliance chat and I'm looking.
But Molotov cocktail hour definitely wins. That's going to be lit.
Yeah. Thank you, Seth. That was from Kristen Walker. Gave us that one, and I highly approve.
Angry hour, bitchin' hour, and the Cracker Barrel hour.
Oh yes. How could I forget the Cracker Barrel hour? It still makes
sense. Another one that was excellent was the Totally Tubular Chatter Day, hosted by the LPA.
We could probably get Andrew Chatterton to show up if we did that.
Please no.
Hey guys, Jim Turney is trying to participate, but somehow he is locked.
Huh.
It says lock on your. I don't know why that would be. We've never seen that before.
If you're sometimes, I know this sounds so dumb, but sometimes if you just exit the space and then restart the app.
I wonder if it's because his posts are protected.
That could be.
He is a libertarian.
We would love for him to be up here. We love Jim.
I had the pleasure of having him at my state convention this year. Thanks to another person who's a listener on here, Laura Lane.
Huh.
Which I'd like to give a shout out to. She's amazing.
She was also invited up. She should come.
Invited everyone.
I did.
Yeah. That was Kyle's job.
At this point, Josh Lofka is just lurking, waiting.
It's probably recording.
Us too.
He's getting content for Swampcast.
They got to have something for that show.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, though. We definitely need to have like the Ocho version. You know, when someone makes a point of order or starts like just trying to talk over other people. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that pans out for him.
That would never happen in an LNC meeting. People don't talk over each other.
Anytime someone talks over each other, they should be forced to go to the octagon.
I didn't know it would be possible to talk over somebody via email.
And yet. It is very hard to follow those threads, I will say. It is it's almost a forum would be better, although I guess technically if you've got it's not Outlook, what is it? There is, I guess, a Google
new mailman. Bring back mailman.
All right.
I think we should do everything by snail mail.
Yeah.
This long letters, like written in ink on
Pony
parchment
Express.
paper.
Yeah. The Wells Fargo wagon just comes and delivers the mail to you, and you get this 90-page screed. I didn't have time to read this before you sent me something else, and we voted on it.
It was not properly noticed.
Yes.
You only had 1 week to vote, and the USPS did not help you.
See, that would be cool. The USPS kind of initiating their own demise, or not, by bringing Libertarian Party mail from one Libertarian to the next.
The LNC could single-handedly save the post office.
Possibly. Honestly, if we had to go back to snail mail, Libertarians, long after anyone else has given up the enterprise, there are two groups of people that will continue to write, and that is Marxists and Libertarians. There's no middle ground. Everyone else is using AI and chatbot, and the Libertarians and the Marxists are still going strong with the pen wars.
We would have bankrupted the party just with the Hector Russa pill, all 500 pages of it.
Ugh.
Wasn't one of his complaints that the report was too long?
You're just going to get a hard drive in the mail.
You have to sign for it, pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, there will probably be people that say, I didn't have time to read the appeal.
I didn't have time to receive the appeal.
Before we voted on it.
Can you imagine trying to receive that with dial-up internet back in the day?
Cool.
Would have been faster to mail it by carrier pigeon.
You would never be able to use the phone if you were an LNC member and have to do dial-up.
So I served on the Iowa Certificate of Need Board, and we'd had reports that were just like this, binders full of just reports and things to look at. And I made staff physically mail me the thing because I didn't want to look and print the whole thing out or look at it on a computer screen. So every month I'd get this huge, I don't know, 3 or 4 binders full of stuff to look at, and they did it.
Jake, what was it like being a fascist?
Oh, it was great. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you gotta serve on a death panel. No,
Uh-huh.
it was absolutely horrible. It was part of a 5-person panel. That's we just had 4, and you'd be the deciding vote where, people, these hospitals spend all kinds of money to, and have their attorneys come there and argue why they didn't need competition, or why a new service shouldn't be provided, or, I remember one time there was a new procedure that we were going to allow to be done outpatient, and they argued that it would kill people. And I looked up, I said, they even do it in California. You mean to tell me it's going to kill people?
Not in
And
California, but everywhere else. Yeah.
yeah, and it was, oh no, it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed to be done outpatient. I thought, well, how many people just aren't going to the hospital because they hate going to hospitals and not having it done?
Mm-hmm.
So there was all kinds of, and the board would get sued, and then the courts would have to. It was interesting though.
Are you able to talk about it? Because that sounds like a cool thing to do a live stream on.
To a degree, I don't get into too many specifics, but
Okay.
but I could talk to a degree about it.
I'll make a note because that sounds really cool. I'm well in telling you.
I see Jim Turney just jumped back on. Are you able to say anything now, Jim?
We might need to re-invite him.
I did.
I wonder if he has something wrong with his account where he's limited.
His
Like an
account is a
verification?
protected account.
I think Jim might be limited. Yes.
You'd have to unprotect his posts or something.
That is my guess.
I don't know if you guys were able to catch that X space we had a week last week, or was it this week? I don't even know. Everything
with
seems like it
the-
was 6 years ago.
Race realist, that one?
Well,
Oof.
we we didn't talk about any race realism. Actually, we
Right,
hit
I
on
imagine not.
some pretty positive points as far as race
Good.
relations go. So that was
Good.
positive. Maj Toure was on there.
Nice.
I asked about racial tensions, political violence, the whole 9 yards. So it was a good conversation.
Nice.
I thought it was really solid, very interesting.
Yeah,
We'll
we
hope to do
didn't.
more in the future.
That'd be cool. We didn't catch that one. I think that was when we had the business list that night. But yeah, no, those are good. Those are always really interesting, and especially when it covers a timely topic, as that certainly was. Do you have any others in the hopper right now?
Rob Schneider and Justin Amash.
Oh wow,
nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that could be
Wow.
really cool. So we're looking forward to that. I got a buddy. His name is John Harmon. He's actually on the EMP task force for Congress. He's a friend of mine. He wants to come on with his boss over there and talk about, hardening the grid and EMP and solar flares and all that stuff. He's also like a preparedness survival author, so he's a very interesting guy to talk to. So he could be somebody. I have a friend, Larry Lawton, who some of the LPF people might remember. So I reached out to Larry in like 2018. He came out to one of our events down in Florida. He has a YouTube channel. You guys would love him. You should probably even have him on. I think he'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
He was America's biggest jewel thief. He served
wow.
10 years in the federal pen. He got out and he just does he runs a reality check program for kids, that are either in jail or, on the path to be in jail, try to survive prison, get out of there, change their life. He wrote a book called The Gangster Redemption. He was a gangster in Jersey. He was whatever in the mob or whatever, I don't know. And he was a jewel thief, right? And so he went to jail. He did the whole thing. Now he talks about prison reform. He's a card-carrying libertarian, super fun guy. We hang out in Key West and smoke cigars and drink whiskey, and he's just awesome, just down to earth. And yeah, he's somebody I'd love to have on. I'd actually like to get him as a convention speaker if we could, but at the very least, he's got a YouTube channel, really popular, and maybe we'll get him on a space too.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
So that's what I got so far. I don't know if there's any other people anybody recommends to have on. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get Daryl Davis on there.
That'd be fantastic. And
He's
yeah,
awesome.
Daryl's great. and that's Rob Yates has all the contacts on that.
Okay.
We're working out a time also in October to talk with LP Russia. So thanks for sending them our way. I'm really looking forward to that. And Kyle's making fun of how excited I am.
That was really interesting. I was really fascinated by them because, you know, they interviewed me for like 2 hours and it was a really good conversation. At the end, I just said, hey, you know, do you mind if I ask you a question? He said, yeah, sure, no problem. And I said, you know, are you scared about being in Russia and being a libertarian? And their comms director, I think you're in contact with, said, you know, I am scared, but not enough to leave. And I was like, God damn, that's really something. And you get that a lot from a lot of these different libertarian parties around the world in these different countries like Venezuela and Argentina, Cuba, et cetera, et cetera. They're very, very brave for what they do. And it's really inspiring to see people. I mean, in Russia, they're all anarcho-capitalist. Apparently, they had the ANCAP classical liberal split over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So the Russian LP is pretty anarcho-capitalist. And they're just super cool people. You know, I'm sure they'll tell you the whole story, but the chair, I guess she fled to Georgia.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Basically, yeah, because they were protesting the Ukraine war, and so they were all getting arrested. So she had to leave. So as part of their party is not in Russia. Some of them still are. I'll look forward to that interview you guys have with them. It's should be a lot of fun. I do have to hop off though. I'm getting a phone call and
Sure, you're
I
fine.
gotta run, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
See ya.
And man,
Have a good one. Cool.
All right. I know that Are You Smarter Than the Politician is on, and I assume that's where most folks are. But we are going to be doing an LP Alliance happy hour tomorrow, as Amanda mentioned earlier.
Molotov cocktail hour. I don't think we're allowed to call it happy hour legally. Too many people get angry because they're not happy.
It's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But thereby, make sure to come hang out with us tomorrow, play games and have drinks. It will be a Zoom thing. It will be sent out to everybody over all the normal socials and through the Discord as always. So unless anybody's got another thing they really wanted to talk about, I think that that's probably a good place to call it for the evening. Going once, going twice.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Objection. No.
It's from Jake though, so I don't care.
I've been holding my hand up the whole time.
I'm muting Jake. I've thrown him out of the room, Mr. Chair.
I just want to say I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing. It's great to have more content for libertarians, and you know, I wish we had more things to go over than the LNC drama, and obviously there is, and you guys report on it all the time. But yeah, it's just it's an endless source of entertainment. I know.
People like to know. Honestly, it's kind of funny because you don't want to have too much bad blood, obviously, but there is a degree of drama that keeps people like that has people want to be involved, right? If they think it's going to be exciting. So it's a delicate balance, but I think the drama isn't all bad. But we'll see.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Hopefully come and hang out with us tomorrow as well for Molotov Cocktail Hour.
Indeed. So make sure to watch all the normal socials. It'll be up on Facebook and X, and there'll probably be a TikTok post about it if you're watching the TikTok. And we'll catch everybody then. Thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Do we want to play the recording back for everybody watching here? No, we don't. And so with that, for everybody who's still watching here.
We're still on. You need to unmute yourself.
I'm not.
I can't hear you. Nope.
Amanda's full of shit. It's fine.
Nope.
So for everybody,